Or hello there. It is time for the first lesson of schooling with dueling. So, fun fact about schooling with dueling. I started that the week that I got married, and I had to make some sub plans. And so I made videos kind of like I did with you guys on the time that I was out, and obviously I'm doing it now. But my dad and my mom watched the videos as well, and I guess at my dad's work, every time he's teaching a guy how to weld correctly, he's always saying, "Hey, you're schooling with dueling." So now he's mad at me and saying that I stole his name. I didn't steal it. It's rightfully mine. So today what we are going to be doing is, well, actually, let me back up. Yesterday, I know in my introduction I was saying to write down comments on my YouTube video, but I'm sure when you scrolled down you saw that comments were off. YouTube changed their rules, and some of you may have already seen this before if you don't just watch video game streaming, but YouTube changed its rules. So if I'm making content for kids that are under 13 years of age, that there's like rules and restrictions and stuff like that for online bullying and stuff like that, so comments are actually disabled. So everything that I wanted you guys to comment on, I want you to do in the Google Classroom. So when I say, alright, so if you're counting those up and you are the first person to comment on that on the Google Classroom, on the class section page where you can write the comments, then you will get your shout out. Right now I'm just walking. There's the back of my house over that way. I'm cleaning out some stuff during this time. Walking through the park right now. Oh, right, what are we doing today? So right now, so we're gonna kind of go back to the beginning of the year. So that first 2 weeks of school, does anybody remember the standard that we worked on? Well, if you don't remember, the standard that we worked on was 4.md.4. The first 4 is for 4th grade, the MD is for measurement and data, and the other 4 is the 4th item inside of measurement and data, but it's line plots. So with line plots, it's all about measuring data, and everyone knows I love data. I love me some data. There are 2 forms of data that we can collect for line plots. We have categorical data and we have numerical data. I want you to think about what you remember of the differences of categorical and numerical data. So let's think about the words. The word categorical sounds like category, and categories are things, right? And numerical sounds like numbers, so it's dealing with numbers. Now it's a little misleading because the categories that we are going to be finding still deal with numbers, but they're more about how many items you have of something. So for example, if we're talking about pets that you have in your house, that's going to be categorical data. Yes, some of you might have 3 pets, some of you might have 7 pets, some of you might have 0 pets. Those numbers are still involved, but the category, the thing, is the pets. The numerical data, say we were measuring how long, so like say everybody had pencils for a week, and at the end of the week we wanted to see who had the longest and the shortest pencil, from lead all the way to eraser. If we were to actually measure those, we're using the standard of measurement that is the numerical data. So we're going to be looking at 2 different, we're going to do 2 different experiments. I have my notebook, so you should have your notebook as well. I have my pen, my writing utensil, and we're walking to do an actual little data collection. This is a pretty cool thing over here. So the Charlotte Hornets, they redid the basketball hoop. They redid the basketball hoop over at the park behind my house. Let me show you. Hold on. Can I reverse the camera? No. So I'm just gonna turn it around. Look at that. Pretty sick. Need to do some drainage though, because the water's on the other side. So what we're doing for categorical data today is we are walking over to a bridge, and on the other side of that bridge we can see cars. It will actually be, what road is that? I think it's 277? 277 to 16, and then 77's over there as well. But so every time I walk over this bridge, there's going to be cars. So what type of numeric or categorical data do you think that we can do with cars? Well, we can do the makes of the cars. How many Fords do I see? How many Chevys do I see? How many Bugattis do I see? How many Lamborghinis do I see? How many Teslas do I see? That's going to be tough, because yeah, I have to have really good eyesight, and my glasses are still not that great. We could do cars compared to trucks. We could do big rigs. What do you think would be the easiest one to do with them walking over? Or with us standing over the top? Colors. Colors of cars. So we're going to focus on 4 colors today and try to record that data. Let's look at blue, white, red, and gray. Blue, white, red, and gray. Pretty cool view over here too. When I get here, I'll show you, obviously, because you're walking around with me and you really don't have a choice. Ah, it's beautiful outside right now. All right, now let me show you the city. Yeah, there's the city. All right, so we got over there, and then we've got over here. Hear that beep? Someone must be a fan of Schooling for Doolin, or Schooling with Doolin. I don't even remember the name of my show. Okay, so, oh, I was almost an all right, so. I gotta make my, here. Let's take our notebook and let's fill it out. So, across the top of it, we need to do our, what we're trying to find, colors of cars. All right, so we have to write down our stuff, our title, colors of cars or vehicles, doesn't really matter. You can pause the video at any time to help you out. I'm gonna do blue, white. I've already forgotten what colors we were gonna do. That's not good. I'm not even 30 yet. How am I forgetting what colors we were supposed to do? I don't know. I'm gonna change them then. I'm gonna change them. Blue, white. Let's do black. And we'll do, I know gray was one of them because I have a gray car and it makes it easy. So blue, white, gray, and black. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you guys, oops, sorry, I got a little close. I'm gonna show you guys the road, and I'm going to call out colors that I see, and I'm gonna keep tally. You guys try to keep tally too. We'll do it for about, I don't know, like a minute at most. We don't need any more than that. Make it so the camera can see. And if you can. Does that work? Let's see. Yeah, perfect. All right, and go. There's a blue. That's now. There's a gray. There's a green. There's a black. 2 whites. 3 whites. 2 blacks. 3 blacks. 2 whites. A black and a white. There's a blue. I think I saw a gray go by. Another white. Another kind got a gray, 3 grays. Definitely a gray down there, a white, black, and a gray. Black, black, white. Where are the blues? Where are they at? They're obviously white chalk, white, black, black, gray, white, white, white. Black, gray, white, white, white. White, black, gray. Should have done red, huh? Oh, this is grays, gray, 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 gray. There's 4 grays. Black, 1 black. We got white, white. And we'll go black and gray as the last 2. If you had trouble doing that, don't worry, so did I. Alright, we're going to, I don't know, I'm going to speed this this walk up a little bit, so hold on. Well, here we are, back at my humble abode. Let's see what the data showed. So, looking at the colors of cars, I only saw, maybe you guys saw more, I only saw 2 blue. So, underneath those tallies, I'm going to put a 2. With the white, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of the white. Black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. My doggies. And gray, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That surprises me a little bit. I didn't think I saw as many gray. I didn't think I said gray as much as I did white and black. It's interesting. Okay. So we have 2 for white, 14 for, or sorry, 2 for blue, 14 for white, 13 for black, and 15 for gray. So how do we do this in a line plot? Let me adjust my camera so you can see. So in a line plot, we have to use axes. Same thing with any other graph. Now I like to do my vertical axis and my horizontal. Now the vertical you don't really need for a line plot, but I like putting it anyway because it just gets me in the habit of knowing that a vertical axis and a horizontal axis are both needed for graphs. I like to put it in there. You don't technically need it for a line plot. Now, our 4 categories, blue, white, black, and gray. This is why it's categorical data. Let's put them in. Blue, white, black, gray. Do you remember what we're supposed to put for the line plots? Like, how do I represent this data? How do I represent the cars that are actually being seen? With X's. Can those X's be different sizes, or does each X need to be the same size? They need to be the same size, that way we can actually measure it out. So blue, I'm gonna do like half a line width is what my X is gonna be. So blue, I have 2. White, I have 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I want you to do the same thing for the black and for the gray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And gray, even though my line's a little messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So in your notebook, on your paper, you should have this exactly as I do. We have the data that we collected, we have our title, and we have it organized inside of our line plot so that someone else can actually read it instead of having all these messy tallies. The X's represent what? The X's represent the number of items. So judging by this, or looking at our data, which car was the most common car seen? Your answer would be gray. What was the least common color car? Your answer would be blue. Now those crazy questions, right? How many more how many more white cars were seen than blue? So in order to do that, we need to actually count up our white cars again. I know we have our number here, but remember, this isn't going to be seen when you're actually looking at questions that I give you later. So we have our 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to 14. We take our 14 and we subtract 2. So there were 12 more white cars seen than blue cars. Does that make sense? All right. Okay. See all that? See that right there? That's for my dogs, because they always want to come in and they always take their muddy paws and they bang on the door. I can't get it clean. Oh well. All right. So, I'm going to save numerical data for tomorrow. We looked at one instance of categorical data today. I have promised you only about 15-20 minute videos, and I don't want to go overboard because the numerical data is where we get a lot more of those questions where we're actually taking the numbers and manipulating them. So actually like adding them together, or I'm sorry, lost my train of thought. Adding them together. Actually, didn't lose my train of thought. What I was actually thinking was, oh, I forgot to ask. We could have done the same thing with the categorical data. We could have taken all those. How many cars in total did we see? And we would take all those X's that we have, all those numbers, and we would add them up. It's a little bit more intricate when we get to the numerical data, especially with what I'm going to do, because I'm going to use fractions, because we've already learned it, and I know we didn't learn it at the beginning of the year, but I'm gonna incorporate that into tomorrow's lesson. I'm still gonna be wearing the same stuff. I'm gonna record it today, but I don't want to overload you. So once you've watched this, if you are in my class, I want you to give it a thumbs up. If you're in Ms. Frederick's class, I want you to give it a thumbs down. Okay, that way I can see who's watching the most, who's doing the most paying attention. Count up my all right so's, or so all right, whatever it is. Count those up in your Google Classroom. In the comment section under the class, so like where I have this posted, I want you guys writing in there. If you're writing in there, you're showing me that, hey, I spent 15 minutes and I watched this video and I was actually participating. 15-20 minutes, even if spending a half an hour or 40 minutes on this, is a lot less that I'm asking you than what I do in regular class, right? Because we're always doing something for that whole hour, 15 hour, 20 minutes that we're doing math, right? As soon as we come in, we're getting started. So, first person to comment how many all right so's I have, I'll shout you out the next video I have that I do, even though I'm going to do a few videos. So the next video, I will shout you out. Thumbs up, thumbs down to see who's going on. Write those comments in there. Any questions, any concerns, it's awesome. Inside the Google Classroom, I'm also going to put a MasteryConnect code. That MasteryConnect code is something that's going to be only on categorical data. And I want you to answer those questions and do that one for me, okay? Remember, you go to student.masteryconnect, just like you would in class. You type in the code and your student ID. No one forgot their student ID in a weekend and 2 days, right? Okay. That's all I got for you. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.